Yes guys, welcome back to another video on the European Football All-Time channel. And today, welcome to our Game Week 36 Premier League predictions. We've got 3 games to go until the Premier League ends for the season. So yeah, make sure to smash a like, subscribe, and let's get into the video. Okay, the first game is tomorrow lunchtime at Anfield, where Liverpool take on Chelsea. Liverpool coming into this after a 3-2 defeat against Manchester United. Chelsea lost 3-1 to Nottingham Forest. So both teams not coming into this game great, but I mean both teams are just as bad as each other really.
Yeah, recently both teams have been pretty pants really. I mean, Liverpool looked like they were going to make the comeback, but Manchester United held on, played some good football, and Kobbie Mainoo got the winner in the end. Chelsea with a very disappointing loss against Nottingham Forest. I mean, I'm not sure 100%, but I think I predicted 3-1 to Forest, but I'll have to go back and check. But I did think that Forest would win that game. They were in good form. I don't think they'd lost for a while, so yeah, Chelsea are just terrible. They've been really poor of recent. I think they beat Villa 4-1, and other than that, they've been getting smashed every week, pretty much, in the Premier League. So for a while now, I mean, it's really bad position for both clubs, isn't it? It's not where they want to be.
No, it's not. Liverpool are just really poor at the moment. I mean, they did, before the Man United game, they did win their last 3 league games in a row. So it looks like they were going back in the right step. But Chelsea, I mean, they are just absolutely pants, considering, I don't know what's going on in that tree. I think the birds are doing a Ciao Many Valverde over there. Jesus Christ. But Chelsea, I mean, I don't even know where to start with them. 6 Premier League defeats in a row. I mean, Forest didn't even put out their strongest team. They put out their B team, pretty much, and Chelsea still got outplayed. I mean, this game could go either way, because both teams are just absolutely rubbish. But in the end, I've gone with a draw. I just can't see anyone winning here. It's just both teams, like I said, are just pretty pants. So I'm going to go Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1.
I have picked a winner, and I think it could easily be a draw. I see where you're coming from with that. Both teams have been poor recently, but I just think overall, from watching both sides, and this might surprise you from an Everton fan, but I do think Liverpool will win this game. I've gone for Liverpool 2, Chelsea 0. I just think, from what I've seen of Chelsea recently, they've just been awful, and it seems like every team they play against makes it look easy. So I do think Chelsea are going to lose this game in the end.
Okay, next game is Brighton versus Wolves. Of course, Brighton, surprisingly, were beaten 3-1. Brighton were beaten 3-1 by Newcastle last week. And Wolves drew 1-1 versus Sunderland. I mean, for Wolves, it's not a bad result, really. Sunderland are a fairly decent side. And for Wolves to draw against them, it's not too bad. But for Brighton, I mean, blooming heck, I wasn't expecting that.
No, neither, and it's definitely not what they'll be wanting at this stage of the season, really trying to push for those European spots. I mean, they'd had some great results, pushing to the higher end of that table. I think they were sitting in 6th at one point, or 6th or 7th, very funny, move on. But they were really pushing towards that top end of the table, looking like they were confidently going to push through to the end of the season and get that European spot and that European tour next season. But I mean, that's definitely not what they'll have wanted last week. Getting smashed by Newcastle, probably a lot of people didn't really expect that, because Newcastle were in quite poor form and Brighton have been quite good, so a big surprise there. But Wolves, good result for them at Sunderland, against Sunderland, sorry. I mean, they're playing for nothing, Wolves, aren't they, except for pride now, and it's a good result for them. Decent draw against a decent Sunderland side. I mean, a draw against Sunderland is always a good result. Sunderland are always quite good. And, no, it's a good result for them, but Brighton will definitely want to bounce back in this game. They'll see this as an opportunity that they have to take, really, especially if they want to push on for Europe at the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean, Brighton have got a very good chance to get Champions League, which is kind of mad, because obviously it's I mean, Villa, I think most people would expect them to beat Freiburg in the final. So if Brighton can finish 6th and Villa stay 5th and win the Europa League, I mean, we could see Brighton in the Champions League, which is crazy. But, I mean, I didn't watch the game, but I was on stream with my friend Ollie, who did watch the game, and I did watch the highlights as well when they came out. And Newcastle looked very good in the first half. They looked aggressive, which Brian just didn't like. Brian did come out better in the second half, but just wasn't great for them in the end. But I think they'll bounce back with a win here. They're playing a Wolves side who were already down, who were playing for nothing really. And yeah, so I'm going to go with a comfortable 3-0 win to Brighton.
Yeah, I've also gone for a Brighton win. I've gone a little bit more tight than you. I feel like Wolves have been a decent side, and I don't think they definitely won't make it easy for Brighton. But I do think they'll come out on top in the end, so I've gone for Brighton 2, Wolves 1.
Okay, the next game, I can actually see this being a fairly decent game as Fulham take on Bournemouth at Craven Cottage. Of course, Fulham lost 3-0 to Arsenal last week. Bournemouth got a huge 3-0 win against Palace, and I think if Bournemouth win here and a couple of other results go in their favour, I think they've guaranteed a European spot, which fair play to Bournemouth, because that is an unbelievable achievement for a club like Bournemouth. I don't think I've actually ever played in Europe, I'm not too sure. But Bournemouth just seem to be doing brilliant at the moment. It's actually quite a shame that Iraola's leaving at the end of the season, because the job he has done there is unbelievable. And Bournemouth, I mean, I said this about Brighton just then, they could actually get in the Champions League. Imagine Bournemouth in the Champions League. It's absolutely crazy, from playing teams like Preston and Derby and all these teams in the Championship to potentially playing Real Madrid and like PSG and all that.
I know.
It's absolutely mad.
Yeah.
But fair play to Bournemouth. And Fulham, I mean, they just got outclassed really by Arsenal. It was probably game over by half time, to be honest. That's how good Arsenal were. And Fulham just couldn't match them. But like I said, I think this will be a good game.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the achievements Bournemouth have made this season, like you've already said, have been fantastic. Iraola is a fantastic manager, and he's taking them to real heights that they might not have expected this soon, Bournemouth fans at least. And I think a lot of people, come January, when all the talk about Semenyo leaving, and he was their star player, and he was the player to take them to the highs, and he left and went and joined Manchester City, which, to be fair to him, he's done brilliant there. But I think a lot of people were then expecting for Bournemouth to kind of crumble. Look, they've lost their star man, everything might crumble now, European football's off. But no, they've stuck at it, and they've done a fantastic job to keep going. And now they could even secure themselves a spot in the Champions League, which is almost crazy to think about, really, like you said. So, fantastic achievement for them. Fulham, another side who are challenging for Europe. I mean, we could say that probably about most games in these predictions, because the European fight is so close and it's so tight, and there's still so many teams that can get into these European spots come the end of the season, depending on results going their way. But my word, this European fight this season is great, but they were absolutely outclassed last week. I think Arsenal 2-0 up just before half-time, and I think, was it Gyökeres that scored just before half-time in stoppage time? It kind of just sealed the game.
I think it just flattened Fulham.
Yeah, put the cherry on the top and finished the game, really. I think it was game over then. There was still some hope going through Fulham when it was 2-0, but just to concede that one goal was a real blow just before half-time, and it kind of put them out of the tie, really. I mean, we've seen miraculous comebacks in many games in the Premier League before, but I think it was one of those where, with a team with such good, stable defence, I think it's always going to be difficult to come from behind against Arsenal. So, yeah, both teams, really good game, I think this will be.
Yeah, I think it'll be a very good game. I mean, Bournemouth probably need this more than Fulham do. But like I said, and like you said, it's going to be a good game. I'm definitely going to be tuning into this, because I think it'll be a good game. So I'm going to go with a prediction of Fulham 2, FC Bournemouth 2.
I have gone
There is something.
Some sort of B.
There's like a B
something
or
like that.
Something.
But I've actually agreed with you. I've also gone for a 2-2 draw. I think two teams of great quality facing each other in a very important game for both teams. I think quality will be matched, and I think it'll be a draw.
Okay, next up is Sunderland against Manchester United. Of course, Sunderland, like we said earlier, drew 1-1 against Wolves. Manchester United with a 3-2 win against Liverpool, and that win actually has confirmed Manchester United in the Champions League. So, I'll tell you what, I think we said this last week, and we said it for quite a while. Michael Carrick well bloody done, mate, because he has done an unbelievable job since taking over from Ruben Amorim. Considering obviously last year it was just pathetic from Man United standards, finishing 15th, losing the Europa League final to Tottenham, and even at the start of this year, getting beat by Grimsby in the Carabao Cup, getting knocked out the FA Cup early. Everyone thought United's season was finished, but no, Michael Carrick's come in, he steered the ship, and I think he's actually unbeaten against the alleged big six teams. Obviously, he's beaten Tottenham, he's beaten Arsenal, he's beaten Chelsea, he's beaten Liverpool, and he's beaten Man City. So it sounds like he's beaten all of them. So fair play to him, and I think the way things are going at the moment, I won't be surprised if Carrick gets the job permanently, because he's got the fan base with him. He's got the fan base with him.
He's clearly shown for multiple months now that he has the ability, he knows what he's doing, and he can do the job.
I completely agree.
Yeah. I think this game's going to be a really exciting one. I think Sunderland are probably just out of that European fight now. I mean, I think there's probably still a chance, but I think
probably too little,
it's
too
probably
late.
Yeah, I think it is too little, too late now. I think if they won last week at Wolves, that would have been a different story. Was it Wolves? It was Wolves, wasn't it?
Yeah, Wolves.
Yeah, I think that was an opportunity that really they had to take, and they didn't. Dropping 2 points there is probably going to be crucial, and I think it's probably out the window for them now. Man United, like you said, securing Champions League football last week, huge for them to be back in the Champions League, and from the way it was looking at the end of last season, I think Man United fans didn't expect it to come back around this quickly, but fair play to Carrick. He's come in and he's done fantastic, and like you said, I think I wouldn't be surprised if he does get the job at the end of the season, because he's shown he knows how to do it, and he shows he knows what he's doing, and I think he will get the contract to the end. But this will be a good game.
Yeah, it will, and I think United will win this one, so I'm going to go 2-1 to Manchester United.
I have gone for a comfortable 3-1 win for Manchester United.
Okay, next up we've got Manchester City against Brentford. Manchester City drawing 3-3 with Everton on the Monday Night Football. Brentford, their last game was a 3-0 win against West Ham. Now City, Mark Gahey, I hate you. I genuinely hate you. Do you know what that moment reminded me of? And I got flashbacks to Steven Gerrard's slip against Chelsea when Demba Ba took the ball and scored. That is it's pretty much the same thing. That game, depending how Arsenal do, that game might have just costed City the league.
Yeah, I agree. I think it probably will. The way Arsenal are going, they're going strong. I can't see them losing any games, really. I'm not sure who they've got, but I don't think it's particularly too difficult for Arsenal.
No, West Ham.
Yeah, huge ties. No huge ties, really, for them. Games they should be winning. And no, I think that probably will cost Manchester City the title. I mean, it was so sloppy. The goals they conceded were really poor. I'm absolutely buzzing. I can't believe we choked it, really. They did well to rescue a point. 2 absolutely fantastic goals from Jeremy Doku, might I point out.
Oh, yeah.
One of them shouldn't have counted because it was past the allocated time, but, play till City score, I suppose. But, yeah, he's a fantastic player. Fair play to him, because he kind of saved any sort of title dreams for Man City. At least he keeps the hope alive slightly.
At least they left the Hill Dickinson Stadium with something.
Yeah, because I think Everton, the way they took those goals, they weren't the greatest goals. One of them was an absolute gift, like you mentioned, from Mark Gay. He just played Barry through. Easy goal for him. And he gets 2 goals. Hopefully gets back on the fan side of it now. We just need, I think, another game to convince us that he wants to be an Everton player, and he really wants to give it his all, because there was a couple of performances where, since that Arsenal incident with the fans and his friends, he kind of dropped off a bit, wasn't really putting much effort in, and I've got to be honest, I hope it works out for Barry, because I like Barry, and I think he's a good footballer. When he's played as good as he can, he's a good footballer, and I think I would like it to work out for Barry. So hopefully it's not just one game. Funnily enough, again, when Arsenal need him most to turn up, and he does, scores 2 goals. But hopefully he can continue that form. But anyway, enough about Everton. Everton are playing. We'll get onto that later. But it is a really probably could cost Manchester City the title.
Yeah, I think City have got to win it. It won't be easy because Brentford are a good side. Yeah. I mean, they looked quite convincing, second half in particular against West Ham. But I do think City will win. They'll be determined to win this game, and they'll be begging West Ham doing them a favour. I do think City will win. It's going to be a tight game, so I'm going to go 2-1 to Manchester City.
I think I've gone for the same. I have gone for the same. Another agreement. Manchester City 2, Brentford 1. Brentford are a good side. They won't make it easy. They'll put up a fight right till the end, I think. And it won't be easy for City, but I do think they'll get over the line in the end.
Yep, next up is Burnley versus Aston Villa. Of course, Burnley, their last game was a 3-1 defeat against Leeds. Of course, Villa they were defeated, I should say, 2-1 by Spurs. However, they absolutely wiped Forest to the floor and are in the Europa League final. And by the way, congratulations to Villa, because that is a brilliant achievement. I mean, Unai Emery, since he's come in, he's taken Villa
a whole nother level, really.
Yeah, exactly. Just the rise Villa have gone through in the last couple of years is mad. 2019 they got promoted. A year or two after, they nearly got relegated, and they've played in the Champions League. They've played PSG at Villa Park and Bayern Munich, and now they could win the European trophy. And Unai Emery will probably go down as one of Villa's greatest managers because he's done such a good job. And they're probably still partying now that they've actually got to the final. It's a brilliant achievement for them, but full focus is back to the Premier League. They'll probably secure Champions League football in this game. I'm not too sure if they do, but if not, they'll probably all but do it, because you'll probably expect Villa to be a team like Burnley. They are just absolutely pants Burnley. They haven't even got a manager. Sorry. Big up Mike Jackson, it actually is, but yeah, Villa. I think Villa win this, so I'm going to go on with it and go 2-1 Aston Villa.
I've actually gone for a very comfortable Villa win. I watched the game last night, and they absolutely ripped apart Forest. They were so good, really, really, really good. And I think if they're playing like that again, this should be pretty simple for them. So I've gone for Aston Villa 3, Burnley 0.
Okay, next up is Crystal Palace versus Everton, who will also be celebrating Crystal Palace as they're in the Conference League final. Glasner is probably going to go down as Palace's greatest ever manager. He's done a very, very good job, Crystal Palace, Oliver Glasner at Crystal Palace. He's taken them to places where they haven't been before, winning a trophy. Palace have never experienced that. Glasner has delivered that, and now they're in the European final for the first time ever, which they probably are favourites to win. No disrespect to Rayo Vallecano, but Palace are probably favourites to win that. And like I just said about Emery, fair play to Palace and well done to Glasner, because he's done a really good job at Crystal Palace. And it's kind of a shame he's going at the end of the season. I'll be interested to see who goes in at Palace. In all honesty, I think someone like an Iraola would be a good appointment at Crystal Palace.
I think there has been talks about that. I think I saw it earlier that had come up on my For You page, that had been mentioned, but I don't know how accurate it was. But I think that'll be another good manager in line to take over the job, because they're both very, very competent Premier League managers, and I think he'll take on the job very, very well. And I think Everton will be disappointed in a way that they only came away with a point last week. Where we were 3-1 up with 10 minutes to play, and oh my word, that second goal, that Haaland goal, was way too easy. If we didn't concede that, the fight wouldn't have been there as much. It wouldn't have been, we just had to hold on for 10 minutes, and we conceded in about 30 seconds. It was way too easy. Everton players weren't switched on, just run through the team, so easy. Trips over Pickford, nothing he could do about it. But it's just really, really poor defending. We've got to be more switched on than that. And then the last goal, can't believe it.
It's a great finish.
It was an absolute screamer, just like his first from Doku. I can't believe it, but I still don't know where they got that extra minute from. But
no idea.
Gutted. Can't believe it. Ball was cleared with 96 minutes struck. Got to blow the whistle, but no, carry on playing because it's Manchester City and they're going for the title. And the Premier League hate Everton. Man City scoring 90 plus 7, deduct Everton 10 points. Probably what went through VAR. Fucking hell, useless. And Everton denied a penalty again. Merlin Roll fouled in the box, literally rugby tackled by Bernardo Silva. Not sure if the VAR people had bleach in their eyes when watching that back on replay, but I don't know how they didn't see it. So, it's just embarrassing. The Premier League refereeing standing is quite frankly not good enough, in my opinion. I don't know if you agree with me, but
yeah, the referees are pretty useless.
Yeah.
And I've seen that with Tottenham plenty of times because I'm pretty convinced that the PSGA want us relegated. But yeah, I think Everton will win this one. Palace in the league haven't really been great. I mean, they probably don't really care about the league. Their minds are on that final, which Palace fans are going to be out there in their numbers. It's going to be probably the greatest game, or the biggest game, I should say, Palace have played ever. And I think Everton will win. So I think they probably need to win as well, Everton, to get back into the European conversation. So Everton, I think, will win. Tight game, 2-1 to the Doffies.
Yeah, I agree again.
The Doffies.
Everton 2, Crystal Palace 1. I think yeah. What, man? Still can't believe he only stayed for a year. Stupid Rafa Benitez. What were we thinking? But no, I do think we'll just win this game. Palace is a good side, obviously, but I think their full focus will be on that final now. That's probably their biggest chance of getting European football next year, because I think they're probably out of the race in the league most likely, even though they have that game in hand, but it is against Manchester City, which won't be easy. So I think they're probably focusing on that. They'll want to rest their players, keep their best players available for that final. So I think we need to take advantage of this. Palace have played midweek, so I think Everton will just come out on top, but I think it will be a close game.
Yep, next up is Nottingham Forest versus Newcastle at the City Ground. Nottingham Forest, their last game was a 3-1 win versus Chelsea. Newcastle got a 3-1 win versus Brighton. And of course, Forest, I mean, there's only one place to start, and it is last night. Because, oh my God, they were terrible.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say, to be honest. It was so promising after that first leg. They were taking a lead to Villa Park, which, don't get me wrong, it's a really difficult place to go. Because Villa Park, the atmosphere there is fantastic. I've been there before for Everton versus Aston Villa, and oh my word, those Villa fans were loud. Fair play. It's a brilliant stadium, brilliant atmosphere, proper stadium, a proper fan base as well, and they just absolutely ripped apart Forest. I don't know what was going on.
Forest was
They
terrible.
made it look so easy. Forest was so poor, just getting absolutely destroyed in that game. I don't know what happened to them, but they just fell apart.
I just think midfield was where they're struggling. The Forest midfield
they're getting outplayed by Victor Lindelof in midfield.
The Forest midfield could not get anywhere near the ball. And even when Forest had the ball, you turn around and the Villa play would just be in your face. The Villa were just aggressive, they were on it. And Forest was just so poor.
Which is where you could tell they missed Morgan Gibbs-White massively last night, because he is that creative spark, isn't he? He is the player that everyone looks to when it comes to Nottingham Forest. The player that, if they were to get anywhere, they'd look to him to take them there. He's just that player who at the start of the season, Forest fans didn't even think they'd have for another year, when he was pretty much signing for Spurs, until Marinakis held a gun at his head and said he signed a new contract. Well, probably not, but...
Stupid prick.
But still, I mean, they did well to hold on to him. He signed a new contract, and fair play to him, because he has been fantastic this season. Really, I wouldn't be surprised. Do you think he'll get in the England squad?
I mean, well, it depends if he's fit to get in the squad, because obviously he's got a massive, stitch. He had a really bad injury on Monday, which,
yeah.
I mean, he got, you could literally, see his skull. It was that bad, so... I mean, I think if he's fit to play the remainder of the season, then
we'll take him.
Yeah, if he's fit to play the remainder of the season, then I wouldn't rule him out. I think he's done really well recently, but we'll have to see if he's fit enough to play the last games. But Forest, like I said, they'll be absolutely devastated. I mean, some of their fans will be raging as well because of how bad they were. But they're playing a Newcastle side who, yeah, got a really good win against Brighton, but they are still pretty poor at the moment. I mean, there's a lot of questions going around Gordon's future. Is he going to go to Bayern Munich? Which, I mean, there's no point of him going there. He's not going to get in that team. No way. He's gonna. There's no way he gets over Diaz or Elise. There's not a chance. So, Gordon, mate. I know. If you are watching this, which I'll be surprised, but if you are, mate, don't go to Bayern because you're not getting in the team. And yeah, I think Forest will respond there with a win. You got to remember they are in the relegation battle. Yes, they're 6 points clear, but one slip up opens the doors for Spurs and West Ham to capitalise. But I think Forest will win. The City ground, the Forest fans will be up for it. They want to see a reaction from their team after that monstrosity last night. But I think Forest are going to win. But 2-1.
I think we've agreed again here. No, I've gone for a draw. I've gone for Nottingham Forest 2, Newcastle 2. I think it will be a close game. I mean, Forest got absolutely smashed yesterday, so if they play anything like that, then they'll probably lose. But I think it will be close. I mean, when they can play, Newcastle are a good side occasionally, aren't they? I mean, they got a good win last week, but I think it'll be close. So I've gone for a 2-2 draw.
Okay, next game is a big game. Could decide a lot of things really at both ends of the table as West Ham United take on Arsenal. West Ham obviously fighting for their lives down at the bottom. Arsenal obviously 5 points clear, and I think if they win this game, I think they've won the league.
I agree. I think it will depend on City's results as well, but I think it's most likely if they win on Sunday, then I think it's probably over and done with. Yeah, I think Arsenal will win the league in the end, which is a shame because I did kind of want City to win, but there we are. We stopped them, so it is what it is. I'm not that bothered. Not that bothered, really.
You have one job.
As long as Liverpool don't win the league, I don't really care. So, yeah, important game for Arsenal, important game for West Ham as well. If they can get something from this West Ham, that'll be absolutely huge. But I don't see it happening.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting watch. I mean, I don't even know how to feel about this game as a Spurs fan. I mean, do I want West Ham to win? If I had, in all honesty, I want this game to be a draw. I think a draw is probably the best outcome for a Tottenham point of view. But if I had to pick a winner, I mean, I am going to have to go with Arsenal. I mean, if they win the league, so be it. And I think I've said this to a lot of people. Arsenal can have the league, fair enough. But the Champions League, I'm hoping PSG beat them. But I'll let Arsenal have the league. Because if you said to me, Arsenal win the league but Tottenham stay up, I'm taking that all day. So, like I said, I'm hoping for a draw. But if I had to pick a winner, I will have to go with Arsenal because, I want Spurs to stay in the Premier League. And, yeah, but it's a big game for both teams. Both teams need to win.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said before, both teams really, really need to win this game. I mean, even a point for West Ham would be huge. But a point for Arsenal, on the other hand, would make the title very, very interesting coming in to the final couple of games. But it's a huge game for both teams. But I think Arsenal will probably win in the end, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think Arsenal will win as well, which I guess it's a good thing for Tottenham. But yeah, my prediction, where is it? It's there. I've gone 3-1 to Arsenal.
I've gone for West Ham 0, Arsenal 2. Pretty comfortable. I think they'll get the job done, and that's probably the league wrapped up, I think.
Okay, next up is a big game on Monday night. Tottenham Hotspur versus Leeds United. Spurs got a huge 2-1 win against the dirty Villa. No, I'm only joking. And of course, Leeds won 3-1 versus Burnley. I mean, Leeds are pretty much safe now, but Spurs, tell you what, honestly, every player that played on the weekend was absolutely brilliant. I know people are probably still crying that Villa threw away that game just to focus on the Europa League. But I don't care because Spurs needed to win that game. Considering West Ham lost, we needed to win that game. And we went there to Villa Park and we won. And every player was brilliant. Conor Gallagher with a great goal. Richarlison with a great header. And it was just a fantastic performance from Spurs. And if West Ham do lose against Arsenal and we win versus Leeds, that'll put us in a massive, massive place going into the last couple of games. But it won't be easy. Leeds are a very good side. Daniel Farke's really turned it around second half of the season. He's done really well, so fair play to him. And like I said, Leeds are a good team, so they'll make it difficult. But Spurs, you know, that win against Villa was huge, and the confidence going into the game on Monday will be absolutely massive.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that Spurs needed that win desperately. I mean, the confidence was probably at an all-time low at Spurs. My word, it had just been so bad for so long. That win was...
It was needed.
Really needed, yeah. It was absolutely huge. And that could be the turning point which keeps them up this season. But it's not going to be easy. Leeds, like you said, are a really good side. Daniel Farke turned it around completely. He was probably a game or two off getting the sack. Changed the formation against Manchester City at half-time. Turned the game... Well, it didn't turn the game around completely, but he looked like a different side going out there. Fantastic. Then went on to beat Chelsea and were absolutely brilliant through the rest of the season, really. So fair play to him and fair play to Leeds for pushing on and pushing through and then keeping themselves up, and they've done a fantastic job.
Yeah, I mean, every Spurs fan who's going to the game, they need to create an atmosphere on Monday. It needs to be a very good atmosphere, and we need to win this game. I think we will win this game. It's going to be tough, but I think Spurs will get over the line. I know our home record's pretty poor, but I believe it's going to be Tottenham 2, Leeds 1.
You're not going to be happy with mine, but I've gone the other way round. I've gone the other way round. I've gone for Spurs 1, Leeds 2. I just think Leeds are a good side. Have been playing well, and I don't know. I just feel a Leeds win, in my opinion.
Terrible. I'm joking. It's your opinion at the end of the day. If you think that, you think that. I'm not. Well, it is what it is, isn't it? But of course, we have got one last game, which is on Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm not too sure. But it's Manchester City's game in hand versus Crystal Palace. And City, if they beat Brentford and win here, it'll be big going into the last game or two of the season. So it's a big game, this, for City. It's their game in hand. They have to win.
Yeah.
And I think they probably will win. Palace, like I said, haven't really. They've thrown the league away. Their focus is all on the Conference League. So I'm going to get straight into it. And it's going to be a 2-1 win to Manchester City.
I've also gone for a Manchester City win. I think they need to win this game. There's no other way around it, really. They have to win this game if they want to go for this title, unless Arsenal really have the greatest fumble of all time. But I think they will win this game. I've gone for Manchester City 2, Crystal Palace 0.
Well, there we go. That's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Smash like, subscribe, and we'll see you next week. Au revoir.